This is all live on the main production app. You guys feel free to go check it out, play around with it yourself, right? But what we have here is essentially flexible strategies that, one, anybody can go create, and two, anybody can enter, right? So if you'll notice on the top here, we have a couple staff picks. These are essentially our replicas of the fixed strategies, right? We give them catchy names. Go big or go home is the old aggressive with a 20% take profit. We've also added in a gunslinger, which is full 90% X share, 5% in the other LPs. I know some of you were looking for that. The old faithful is your conservative approach, and the balance is best is your balance strategy. You'll notice all these have take profit of 20%. Awarded in the ETF, and we'll go through all that in a second. But if you're just looking to maybe migrate from a fixed strategy, you can really easily do that now with a new tool we're about to demo for you. But literally, you can just take your exact same allocations, move them into one of these strategies. You'll be able to start taking profit on those. But the cool thing, outside of our own staff picks, right, is now you'll see the ability. You'll see all these extra strategies from members of the community. Over the last few days, we've had a kind of a early access given to team members and kind of other industry projects. As well as influencers and some strategic, some strategic vaults that we wanted to kind of give first access to. You can kind of see. So here's Dow King. Dow King's made one for us. We have a grape Dow. There's a cool one from the development team. We had the dev team. These are the guys putting in all the long hours. Building all this cool stuff for everyone. So we had them create one. MDB is in there. Our fearless Telegram leader, Dexterous K, got one in there. Some other familiar names like Grover and Jaded, and you can kind of go through the list here. Crypto Mischief, of course, everyone's seen him, right? But essentially, what you'll see now, is you'll have this wide spectrum of vaults that you can decide to join in, right? These are just the first ones, but you'll also have the opportunity to build one yourself if you have a different idea, right? You have a group of people you want to join with, right? You can now go ahead and jump into basically a shared flexible strategy, and so you don't necessarily need to have that larger bag size for it to be auto compounded. I guess let's quickly go through some of the filtering options here too. You'll notice, excuse me, you can go ahead and search here by individual vaults that you're part of, right? You can filter by TVLs. That's the total TVLs that are here, right? The Emperor's Garden is in full force, the top of our TVL list at the moment. You can also search by APY, daily APY, or amount of profit per strategy. And then additionally, here's another little secondary checkbox here, radio button that this will allow you to see smaller TVLs, right? So because everyone now has the option to participate in this and build their own strategies, we didn't want to just necessarily clutter up the main listing page with smaller TVLs that may not necessarily compound automatically, right? But if you're just starting one off, or you want to potentially browse, more starter vaults, feel free to tick that box off. In addition, you can also just search, right? So let's see, if we, let's say we wanted to find, Crypto Mischief's vault. You just start typing in here, and you'll see that vault will come up, right? So just an easy way to find the vaults you're looking for. Figure out what vaults you want to get into. Figure out if you want to maybe create your own vaults. We're going to actually go ahead and create a vault right now, actually, to get started, so you guys can see how it's done. As I mentioned, we kind of started with the team members and some influencers, right? Because there's some inherent value in having your own strategy and being the owner of that strategy, or the publisher of that strategy. It incentivizes some organic marketing. We've been approached and we've heard your suggestions about offering incentivized programs and affiliate kind of programs like that, which we've vehemently steered away from, because the fact is we feel most of the affiliate programs out there really just kind of perpetuate the Ponzi notion. The reason for this is because the way that your average affiliate works is that basically you join from a referral link, and typically they take part of your initial investment right off the top and add that to give that to the person who got you signed up. Now, sometimes this does work and it does bring people in. However, it literally is the definition of a Ponzi, where you're basically taking money from the next investor down the line in order to pay the first investor back, right? So what we've done is we created this leaderboard system where essentially anyone can go create a leaderboard. As the publisher of this leaderboard, you now are entitled to 1% of the total take profit. The total daily take profit, right? So everything, full disclosure and transparency, what we do, you by joining these strategies, you will be providing that 1% of your take profit. However, in my opinion, it's a fairly nominal amount. It's not even 1% of the total harvest, right? It would be 1% of the 30%, right? So as an individual, it's marginal, and it promotes organic marketing, and the biggest factor is it allows you to get involved in a profit-taking strategy without having to have a big bag size, right? And like I said, also you can join with friends or do your own promotion, and everyone has the same opportunity to get that percentage. We will also be doing weekly boosts for specific strategies. I know you've all heard, most of you guys have all read the announcement that we'll be doing boosts, and we still will be. In addition to that, though, we want to kind of gamify a little bit, provide additional incentive for influencers or small groups to participate. So we'll be doing additional boosts for fastest growing TVLs and things like that in order to get people incentivized. So without further ado, let me just go ahead and start creating a strategy, right? A leaderboard strat. So if you want to do this yourself, right, the first thing you do is just go to the flexibles. Again, anyone can do this. I personally haven't done one myself, so why don't I go ahead and create one? What did I like? Let's say worth noting that to create a leaderboard strategy, the flexible strategy that you create at first has to be empty. There can't be any funds in it when you publish it. The reason for this is that something happens with the flex strategies when you publish it to where you're actually renouncing ownership of the strategy, and it gets messy if there's money in there. But it's necessary in order to keep everything on the up and up, so that the person who originally created the strategy then can't go ahead and change the allocations on you, change the profit level, right? So you can feel assured as just an investor into someone's personal leaderboard strategy that that your your investment is going to be the same as what you put in, as what you started with. So I haven't seen one of these. Let me do something like this, right? Creating the strategy is pretty simple. You should be familiar with this process. If you haven't tested it yourself, there's no harm in creating multiple strategies. So once you have your strategy created, right, you're going to go ahead to this Publish tab. Right? Let's call this one CEO knows Dex. And we're going to plug in do something like there are some character limitations on this. If you do too much, you'll get a little error notice. You can play around with them. And once you have your name, the name of your strategy, as well as the publisher's name and a little description, you can go ahead and publish that. Once this publishes, so when we go to Leaderboard now, you're going to find it by searching for it, right? CEO knows, right? Here's my strategy that I just created. You'll notice that there's no TVL at the moment, right? You're going to see here's your publisher name and your description, right? And now is where you can go ahead and add your funds, right? So let's just go ahead and let's just put 10 into this to make sure we get the auto compounding. We're going to load it up. All right, now, because it's past the threshold, we're going to see that right at the top here. You'll see here's the group TVL. Here's my personal investment in the strategy. And now it'll be visible to the general public, right? Similarly to the flex strategies, as after you've made an investment, you'll be able to go here and check your performance metrics, right? We just have 1 day of data, so it'll only be this one dot for now. But by tomorrow, your chart will start filling up. Your history will propagate, and you'll see all your stake positions and stuff there too, right? Now, if you're coming into the if you're not trying to create one yourself, you just want to join one. It's real simple to do that. You just go to this migrate tab when you find one, right? And this is the same on any of these, right? All the staff picks, the individually made ones, right? You're going to go ahead and you're going to see this little migration tab. This is another really cool upgraded feature that we kind of teased a little bit a few weeks ago, but now is the full model here. You'll see you can migrate any of your strategies into these leaderboards, back into a fixed, into a personal flex, right? So let's say I want to put more in there. I could just go to my vaults here. And let's say I want to migrate this one in here. I don't want to publish that. You'll also notice here you get a little warning sign, so you can't actually publish a strategy that already has funds in it. But let's say I wanted to migrate this one into a Dex CEO. Oh, that's fine. Into a CEO knows. We just go ahead and approve it. And once it's approved, actually that goes for all of them. There it goes. Approval done. We're going to migrate this whole thing in there. And now when we go back to the leaderboard, we can go to my vaults, and here is my CEO knows strategy that I have just migrated to. All right, so you guys can all do that yourself. Using that migration tool does not incur any protocol fees. Keep in mind there will be some pancake swap fees involved, but we don't take any cut on that. We want you guys to be able to move in and out of strategies, and keep finding the right one for you. So that's it in a nutshell. Did we miss anything? No, I think that's a good rundown for now, guys. If anyone has any questions, we can open it up for that now. Otherwise, you guys are welcome to start playing around with it. Any questions from the gallery? Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll wrap a little bit and give you a couple little teasers, I guess. Give people a minute to answer questions. Everything is pretty self-explanatory. We're trying to put tools everywhere so you guys know what's going on. But just to kind of keep the flow going with Green October and kind of give you an update while I got you guys here. Everything is going really, really great. Like I said, as I said, I couldn't be more excited to be, working on this, the leaderboard stuff and just the next phase of where we're going. The leaderboards are essentially the last major feature that we're going to add to the system for dexVAULTS here. We do have a couple tricks up our sleeve that we're kind of holding off announcing, but will be in the pro version, which, as I said, now that we're done with the leaderboards, we are 100% focused on moving towards the professional versions. We already have several projects lined up, and we are very happy and excited about that next Genesis. So I already answered that, AA. As I mentioned, we're going full force now. Really looking for the real yields. We feel that this specific product is really unrivaled by anything out there at the moment. It is super complex and ultra simple to use at the same time. Really nothing else like it on the market. We already have several projects lined up to use it. Some names that you probably all have heard about, and we're really expecting a very well received entry in the marketplace. Trent's asking when TVL gets larger, will Strat auto compound more than once a day? is the 4 hour hour and on withdrawal still the max? So that's a great question. Every 4 hours is probably unlikely. In fact, if you're not really trying to take, if you're not trying to pull out money out of the ecosystem, realistically, you'll be better off in the fixed vaults. They compound everything back in, and like you said, every 4 hours plus on withdrawal. So there's a lot of compounding. That's going to be your most efficient product. However, you are correct that the larger the TVL in these vaults, the more will be compounded in. At the moment, we have it all set at once per day. This is adding additional compounding is not all that difficult compared to the original development of it. To be honest, we've already kind of laid it all out. As far as our use of our time, we actually spent a little bit more time going the other way and making sure that the fixed vaults and stuff previously were compounding at the right times and making sure those were profitable. But adding in those extra compounds for flex vault, just for flex vaults in general, and also these leaderboards, is definitely something that will be added in very soon. It just requires a little bit more math to just to assure that the gas isn't eating up your profits. Deadliest, yes, with migration, 100% of the funds will be transferred right. Not possible to say 50% in the old and 50 in the new. At the moment it is 100%. That's something that we could review. But yeah, right now it moves 100% of that balance over. You could also just withdraw in USDC, half of it, and then move the other half with the migration tool. Alex, actually, that's a great point. I did pass that one up. Also, a very cool feature. It's tough to keep track of them all. We got so much coming out. Yeah, let me review that real quick. The share tab, right? So you guys have also noticed this new share tab down here. Once the strategies are published and they're on the leaderboard, each strategy now gets its own unique label, right? So you'll see all the information about it, right? A little disclaimer about the profits being sent to the publisher, name, publisher, and description, right? And then you also see these share links, right? So if you want, you can just copy this share link, pop that in. You'll be able to go right directly to this, right? So if you just want to share this link on Discord or Telegram stuff, feel free to do it that way. You can also put these little share icons, and this is gonna give you an automatic tweet. It's gonna put give you a little shout out. I just joined the strategy with 20% profit. dexVAULTS, thanks to Dex Finance. This one's a little weird because it's Dex Finance and Dex Finance, but gives you an idea. If you're a publisher, feel free to throw an @ symbol, your Twitter handle in there, or a hashtag, and you'll go ahead and get the credit for that. Same thing on the share tab as well. Oh, look at this. We actually have an edit tab in there now. So again, you can come back here and edit your published strategy if you're the owner. Obviously, you won't have that option if you're not the owner of the strategy. Very cool. Thanks for reminding me about that, Alex. CHS auto take profit also with small bags in USDC or DEX share. Actually, that's another good point. appreciate you reminding me about that. Right. So, yes, everyone will get a chance to take profits in the in the leaderboard vaults, right? Essentially, what happens is with the leaderboard vaults, they work the same as let's say as a flexible strategy, right? However, now the take profit amount, right? So this value up here, this is now going to be split between everybody within the strategy, right? Same as the harvest, right? So you'll see with the gunslinger, for example, right? This one is actually going to be harvested in 7 minutes, right? They all have a timer on it. Once a day, they'll all compound. Once it compounds, the profit will then be allocated to the total profit, right? So basically, this is going to fill up with your total ETFs, which is the second part of your question. All profit is taken in ETFs, but basically you'll have your ETFs piled up here for the whole strategy, and then basically what happens is anyone in the anyone period, I guess, but most likely your strategy leader, the publisher of the strategy, or like I said, anyone in the strategy will come here and allocate the profit. There's nothing in there right now because it'll happen in 6 minutes. And actually, I don't have any. I don't have an investment in this one right now, so I wouldn't see it here. But what would happen is once the profit's allocated, basically what that does is it takes all the profit from the entire strategy, splits it up into each individual holder, participant in the strategy, which is what you'll get here. And then once that happens, you'll see the green little checkbox on the take profit, which indicates that your profit is actually ready to be claimed. So feel free to play around with that as well. Like I said, anyone can do that. Anyone can also manually harvest as well. If you're in a jam and you want to boost the harvest ahead of schedule, you can always harvest yourself, which will then bring the profit over for allocation, and then run the allocation and claim yourself. Okay, what else we got here? Trent's just saying good job. Trent's saying ETF. Yep. Right. So just to kind of reiterate that, really the whole point of one of the main points of these leaderboards is so that everyone, no matter your bag size, can now partake in like an actual profit automated profit taking strategy. So yeah, it doesn't matter how big your bag size is. Like I said, as long as the let me go back here and show you. So as long as the total TVL is greater than this dynamic number here, it'll always automate. Like I said, at most you just allocate the profit and claim it. But again, with especially with the larger TVLs, this will probably be done for you already, and you might get some extra harvesting. These do actually work the same way with withdrawals as well. So compounded once daily and also on every withdrawal. So you might get some extra compounding off the bat. And like I said, that's the additional compounds for larger TVLs is definitely something we're planning on working in right away. Any other questions out there? No? Okay, well, appreciate everyone jumping on. Like I said, this is a major milestone. We're really getting excited for. You know, as you know, we never really stop building. So a lot of new cool stuff. Little smaller stuff we'll be kind of introducing kind of as we go. Next big thing on the docket is the Pro versions. Not only the dexVAULTS Pro, but also the Dex ETF. In fact, we have been working on a V2 version of the ETF, which also allows for greater flexibility with adding and removing tokens, having tokens with different pairing options, manually rebalancing if need be. So a lot of cool things coming up down the pipeline. The new ETFs will obviously work in conjunction with the dexVAULTS. And as a little bonus, you guys will probably get a few extra ETFs to select for profit taking. So a lot of cool things down the pipe. We are getting very close to that too. So this is still the hunt for Green October, and we are definitely still on track, right? So today's the 7th. Within a couple weeks, we should be launching the Pro versions, and we're really excited to share that with you guys. So if no one else has any questions, we're going to wrap it up here. But feel free to jump in the chats and ask any additional questions you may have. We'll also record this we are recording this as well, so we can. Addition. And there we go. All right, guys. Well, we appreciate your time today. Like I said, jump in the chat. Feel free to ask any questions. And let's kick the rest of October's ass. Thanks for joining, guys. Appreciate it.